Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my video on academic writing, directed at academic writers today. So my name is Dr. Sharon Shahaf. The doctor is to just credential myself for the academic writers who do not know me. I'm a global media scholar and a writer. I write currently I'm writing many different kind of things, not just academic writing, but over the 20-something years of my participation in academic life, I've always gravitated to working with academic writers, and I found that I'm really drawn to and am good at helping academic writers, be it undergraduate students or scores of MA students and PhD students, as well as peers and colleagues with whom I've worked in editorial capacity. I was always drawn to helping people with their writing process. I would say helping them deal with their writing process, make the most out of their writing process, and helping them achieve their academic goals. Now, I wish I could do the same as effectively for myself, but that maybe is for a different video. I'll just say, many of you might be watching this and excuse my flu, are able to identify with this feeling that you can help students and you can help other people with their writing sometimes, yet when it comes to your own writing process, you cannot help yourself in that same way. For this reason, here I am interested today in talking to you about a subject that is somewhat taboo in academic. It's kind of funny. We're in these academic circles where, we're supposed to be, talking critically about anything on earth. And yet, there is so little frank talk about academic writing. And the fact that for many of you, it is an enduring misery and source of frustration and feeling of inadequacy. There are definitely good strides being made. The professors Ian, Karen, and Kelly are doing great work, I think, in that stride. Although we can talk about a little bit later about some of the issues I have with the way they're positioning things. Although I absolutely agree with the overarching framework. I struggle a little bit with the idea of productivity, but I love the idea of unstuck. So anyways, I don't need to talk about that. A shout out to Karen and Kelly because I think they do amazing work. But I want to talk to you today about the academic writer's block and why it is that it is a taboo. I will give you an example. I started teaching these workshops for academic writers. And I called the first one I've ever taught. I pitched it to a writer's studio, and I called it Creative Unblocking for academic writers. And the person who runs the studio, who's a novelist, loved the name. And after a while, I started telling her, it could be a problem for academics to come out and buy a class that tells them in the title, you are a blocked writer. And I mean, she couldn't understand it. As somebody who comes from the creative writing world, everybody in the creative writing world knows that writers can struggle with writer's blocks sometimes. And it's a part of the creative writing process, nothing to be afraid about, and just, not something that people are usually too ashamed to go out and buy a book about blocked writing and etc. But in the academic world, it's different. And the reason it's different is because of the goddamn posturing we are always subjected to, because you're always supposed to come out in every in your department or in a conference in your field. You're always posturing, and you always have to show this confidence that everything is okay, and I am being really productive, and I'm doing this, and that, keeping busy. You're always almost intimidating the others with your achievements and your productivity, and there is very little, only amongst close friends have I heard people really frankly, openly talking about their struggles with writing. And I think this is really fascinating. And so it was really interesting, just as I was starting to make, to market that workshop I taught, just after I told the lady from the writer's studio that, it's going to be a problem, a colleague of mine that, again, kind of was texting me behind scenes to say that she loves the idea of the class and it sounds great, ended up tagging a friend on that, on the marketing of my class, and tagging the friend and saying, hey, you're local, you're in close proximity, maybe you want to check out this workshop. And 2 minutes later, she replied to her own comment where she tagged a friend and said, not that I am implicating in any way, shape, or form that you are blocked. And then, texting me later saying, oh, she's blocked. She's a great writer and really smart, but she's blocked. And I'm like, of course she's. Everybody that writes academically that's worth their salt, that's worth a damn, is going to run up against a writer's block at some point or the other. Or also, let me stop and clarify that for me, writer's block is a really wide range of phenomenon. It's not, and that's part of why writer's block is so confusing. I've been blocked. Let me show you the products of my block. This is just one pile. Here's the book I was blocked on. All right, that's just one of 3 piles, this big. So I didn't finish the book. In fact, I'm trying to get out of the contract for the book. I'm going to come out and say, but my writer's block was a block of completion. It was never a block of generating ideas. It was never a block of writing. I write. Oh my God, I write so much. I have as much as that on, computer files that are not printed out. So what I'm trying to say is that academic writing is hands down, I'm not even going to say it's one of the hardest forms of writing. In my experience, academic writing is the hardest kind of writing. There are many attending reasons to it, and I will be happy to elaborate on that in later videos or in a webinar that I'm interested in offering soon. But suffice it to say that the academic writing, to do it well, you have to have more, maybe 4 or 5 components that other type of writing only need to have one of. It needs to report on things, so reportage. It needs to build theory, so theory building, and it needs to engage in storytelling. So, it doesn't have to, but it's really nice when it does, right? So when you start with that perfect anecdote and there's storytelling, and then you have storytelling, analysis, theory building, and reporting, right? Bringing in context, historical context. It's just a lot. Academic writing is hard, yet academics are shut off from acknowledging publicly or even privately sometimes amongst themselves that they are in fact blocked, or that they struggle with their writing, or that, especially as they hit crisis. I've seen it time and again. People hit this crisis point and the denial just, it ups, So this is it for today. I really wanted to stop at 10 minutes, but I just wanted to just put it out there. Guys, listen, academic writers, I feel your pain. it is a very difficult form of writing. I can do a whole video of just why the academic environment is particularly difficult for people who are starting to struggle and have blog. Academic writing to begin with is very hard. The academic environment is not very good, and this is the understatement of the millennium, at providing a compassionate, supportive space for truly acknowledging the difficulty involved in the academic writing process. But I want to end on an optimistic note. There are many, many, many things you can do as an academic writer that struggles to help yourself, to help, name, identify, and start clawing your way out of the crisis when you do hit a writer's block. So if this sounds interesting to you, is this something that you would want to explore in your own life and work, feel free to like the video, share it with your friends, email me, PM me. I'll put my email down in the comments, and let me know if you're finding this interesting, and have a great day.